What's up, internet? Welcome to another Chicken Man video. Head of a chicken, body of a man in a well-tailored suit. So, when Chicken Man was a little chicken baby, he was basically forced to go to church and Sunday school. And in church and Sunday school, what they basically taught us was that everything in the Bible was 100% real. But when Chicken Man became an atheist, he started looking back at the Bible and realized, wait a minute, a lot of these stories makes no goddamn sense. And one of the stories that they taught us was 100% real was the story of Adam and Eve. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Why the story of Adam and Eve makes no sense. Let's go. Reason number one. That's a whole lot of incest, man. A whole lot of incest. Now, the Bible wants us to believe that we all came from Adam and Eve. But if you look at it realistically, that is just not true. Because if it is true, we would all be looking like British royalty right now, or look like the mutants from Wrong Turn. And scientists have basically confirmed that there is no way in hell that two people can populate the entire planet. And again, if it is true, my man, that is a whole lot of incest. Reason number two. What's with the talking snake, man? What's that all about? Now, the Bible doesn't give us an origin of the talking snake and where it comes from. He just shows up and being an asshole by tricking a woman into doing something that she's not supposed to do. Reason number three. The story of Adam and Eve is basically a parent leaving a few-month-old baby alone in a room with a knife while they go to the other room and expect the baby not to hurt themselves. Now, this is my personal problem when it comes to the story of Adam and Eve, because God basically told him not to eat the tree of knowledge, the tree of good and evil, despite the fact that Adam and Eve have no comprehension of good and evil. Like, again, they don't know what it is. Again, it's like a parent leaving a baby alone in a room with a knife or a sharp object and being like, hey man, don't touch that knife. Don't touch that knife or you're gonna cut yourself, while they go to the other room and expecting the baby to understand what the hell he just said. That's basically Adam and Eve. God told them, hey, don't eat from the tree of knowledge, man. You're gonna die. Don't eat from the tree of good and evil. Meanwhile, Adam and Eve have no idea what the hell good and evil is, because again, they can't comprehend it. They don't know what the hell he's talking about. Also in this story, the snake told Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. But then Eve told the snake no because God told him not to eat from the tree of knowledge. Which again doesn't make sense because Eve doesn't know what's good and what's right. She doesn't have the concept of good and evil. Because her saying no, God told us not to, is basically her knowing that if we do eat from the tree of knowledge, from the tree of good and evil, that's bad. And again, Eve is not supposed to know that because she doesn't know the concept of good and evil. She doesn't know the concept of right and wrong. That does not make sense to me. Meaning, if the snake told her to eat the apple like a child, she would have just done it. She wouldn't have said, no, God told us not to. Nope, she would have just done it. She would have just eaten it. Reason number four. Why put the tree there in the first place? Seriously, why create the tree of knowledge, put it in the garden, and telling them not to eat it if you didn't want them to? That doesn't make sense. That's like putting the knife in front of the child and telling them not to touch it. What the hell do you think was gonna happen? Of course the baby is gonna touch the knife and put it in its mouth. Are you stupid? I think he's stupid. Are you stupid?
You are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid.
And again, people say that God wanted them to have free will, but again, these are basically children. Meaning, realistically, the moment he turned around and walked away, they should have immediately went to that tree and eat the fruit without the snake even telling them to. It makes no sense. Reason number five. God is the bad guy in the story. Because again, he created a tree of knowledge. He didn't have to. He put it in the garden. He didn't have to. He lied when he said Adam and Eve were going to die when they eat from the tree of knowledge. That didn't happen. Why was there a talking snake? That's weird. And one of the saddest things about the story of Adam and Eve when I was in church is that basically every preacher or every religious person basically blamed one person for the downfall of man, one person in particular, and that is Eve. And that's who I actually feel sorry for because, again, she didn't know what she was doing. If the story is true, Eve was just basically a child. Again, they didn't know what was right and wrong, they didn't have the knowledge of good and evil. But people keep saying that she's the one that caused the downfall of man, which is kind of sad, to be honest. And another thing, if God really did not want us to know knowledge of good and evil, why didn't He just start over? Why didn't He just wipe Adam and Eve's memory or kill the snake before He could corrupt them? You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know, man. This story doesn't make sense to me, man, personally. But yeah, after I became an atheist, I started looking at stories in the Bible more critically and looking at them through a realistic lens, especially the ones that they taught us in Sunday school and church that are 100% real and should be taken 100% seriously, like this one of Adam and Eve. But yeah, if you like the video and want to see more, leave a like and subscribe. It's what Jesus would have done. And thanks for watching.